I played Tamagotchi Life Living the Dream. There was a demo that was shadow dropped by Nintendo on March 25th, and so I did take a chance at playing it. It does let you create a couple of Mii characters and unlock a couple of buildings on the island, so let's get started. So it is a pretty lengthy tutorial. Most of the demo is actually a tutorial, which makes sense, and that's kind of cool if you do think you're going to buy the full game. The perk of playing the demo now is you can create your first 3 Miis and unlock the hamster costume. So the Mii selection was out of this world. I remember making Miis back on the Wii and the Wii U, but this is very detailed. You can choose, especially the hair, you can choose to do a complete hairstyle, or you can do bangs and then the back of the hairstyle. There's so many presets for eyebrows, eyes, noses, lips. You can move them up, down, left, right, make them bigger, smaller. It was just so detailed. I just was not expecting that at all. So much customization, I actually was a little bit overwhelmed because I really was not expecting to have that much to choose from. Once you've kind of decided what you were going to do with your Mii, then you get to pick some more of the personality and logistics. So you can pick their name, their height, their body type, their gender, their dating preferences, their voice. You can either do a custom voice where you can kind of slide these little dials, or you can do a simple voice. I chose to do a custom voice for my first Mii. Not really sure why. I just wanted to kind of play around with the settings. The most important part is the personality. So the personality does have 8 boxes across 5 categories. So movement can be anywhere from slow to quick, speech, polite to honest, energy, flat to varied, thinking, serious to chill, and overall, just their disposition is it normal to quirky. For my first Mii, I made her kind of on the slow side, pretty formal, polite on the speech, low energy, but it can vary, pretty chill and quirky. And so that resulted in a reserved, aloof strategist. So this is someone who's unique, carefree, creative, laid back, they're self-reliant, doing things outside of the box in their own way. I don't know that that was accurate for me, but I wasn't sure how to change it at the time. So this is the first Mii. So this is the general starting point. I have learned that the Mii's personalities and colors are kind of based on where they fall in the spectrum of personalities. We, the player, represent kind of like an all-seeing, omnipotent being, and you can choose what you're called. I choose to have them call me sis, but you can choose to have them call you the chosen one or anything else. There's some preset ones where you can type in what you want, which I thought was super creative. And so as a part of the tutorial, they give you some money and you can buy items from the food mart. So they have different items, I guess, that rotates through every day. For the day that I played, which is March 25th, on my island, there was an apple, an egg, a butter cookie, and nachos. We had a lot of money, so you could buy multiple of things. But you just get to feed your Mii to see how they feel about it. When your Mii is happy and their needs are fulfilled, you'll get these warm fuzzies, which are mysterious orbs that kind of get collected, and you can use them with the wishing well. But we will get to that in a second. When your Mii is needing something, they'll have a thought bubble over their head. It'll be yellow with like a black squiggle moving around inside of it, and that means they have a need that needs to be fulfilled. Sometimes that need may be food. They may want to meet other Miis on the island, things like that. There are these little cutscenes that also pop up from time to time. Some of the cutscenes are news clippets, so Mii news. If there's something like breaking that happens on the island, such as the construction of the wishing fountain, it cut away to that. There was also, you can use a wishing fountain to unlock little treats for your Miis, so gifts as you level up. Eventually my first Mii wanted another Mii, so I made a guy named Connor. Based on his personality, he became a considerate cheerleader, so positive, enthusiastic, and always beaming, smiles for their own sake, and to help others smile too. So that's kind of a different personality than my Mii, which is reserved. And of course, the first thing you want to do is get to know each other, so you want to make sure you kind of click and drag them over to each other to start talking. And then eventually, as you level up from stranger to acquaintance to friend, you can start talking to him about specific topics. I chose to talk to him about an activity, gaming, which is, kind of apropos since we're playing a video game. I'm not sure if the topics actually can be something where they like or dislike the topic. I didn't really get that deep into it. Once your Miis have a significant relationship jump, now they became good friends, you can give each other nicknames, or you could choose not to. I chose to give each other the nickname Bestie, which I thought was perfect since they're good friends. Hopefully we can change these nicknames in the future if that relationship was to change. Relationships pull up on the profile card on the left-hand side of the screen when two Miis are talking or when you're looking at one specific Mii. So I thought that was pretty nifty. So the relationship can get into romance and further. It just doesn't do that in the demo. But I was interested to know that it can progress, which was nice. I did want to play a little bit around with the menu. That's something I don't think a lot of creators have played around with. So in the menu, you can see the time and date of when you're currently playing, how much money you have to buy things from shops. But then there's also a menu on the right-hand side. So there's Atomy, Residence, Island Builder, which is grayed out for the demo, Houses, which I'm assuming means you can customize or upgrade them in some way, which was grayed out in the demo, Item Catalog, Island Info, and Local Play. So that was super interesting. So under Island Info, there was a couple of categories I wanted to dive deeper into. So there's 3 sections. There's additional details, resident personalities, and island lingo. So island lingo is just phrases that I've used, the free typing. So like when I had Bree ask Connor about an activity, gaming was a part of the island lingo. So I'm assuming in future conversations, because I provided this word, gaming may come up as a topic in the future. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the full game. Under the resident personalities, you can see there are 16 different personality types between 4 categories. So under considerate, which is an orange category, we have sweetie, cheerleader, buddy, and dreamer. Under the outgoing personality, there's charmer, go-getter, merrymaker, and dynamo. Under the reserved personality type, there's strategist, perfectionist, observer, and thinker. And under ambitious, there's achiever, visionary, rogue, and maverick. So at the time I took the screenshot, I only had 2 Miis in the game. One is under the considerate and one is under reserved. I don't know how that affects their compatibility, but there's 16 personality types, and I'm assuming more than 16 Miis. So for considerate, as they kind of said, my Mii, another option to consider is the daydreamer. So they're idealistic and romantic, often has their head in the clouds, but they find a lot of great ideas appear. So again, it's kind of interesting to see. We don't fully know what this is going to mean in the future. Hopefully it'll be a guide someday, but right now we're just kind of guessing. And then under the additional details for the island, it shows you how many residents there are, what's the average age of each resident, what's the quality of life, how many happiness raises have we achieved, and how many ponderings have been resolved. So I'm not sure what those metrics mean right now, but that may change in the future. I do like seeing that. You can also change your island name. So that was super helpful. In general, I just liked exploring. I think what's going to be unique about Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is that it's a very slow pace. The Miis kind of live their own life. They have their own preferences that aren't based on any archetypes. It's not like Animal Crossing where villagers have very specific personality types. Each, I'm assuming, of the 16 personality traits, they can like, dislike, and love different things. And you're trying to kind of guess what they like, what type of gifts they like, goods, quirks, expressions, clothing. You won't really know because, we don't really have a guide. And then eventually the Miis will start to interact with you as the omniscient player. So my Mii asked me to play a game called Coin Spin, which literally is just coin toss. You either pick heads or tails, and if you are correct, you get to choose between 3 different gift baskets with different prizes inside. So I was correct. I picked tails, and the 3 baskets, there was like a little mushroom thing, a Switch with the dating life sim, and like a record, like I guess to play music. I only got to play 1 game, but whatever you win from the prizes are considered treasures, and you can gift those treasures to different Miis on the island. I had another pop-up event where one of my Miis kind of fell and was unable to get off the ground. I tried to drag another Mii to go help, but the other Mii didn't know what to do. So I had to help as the player. Not quite sure what was supposed to happen there. I did gift a Mii the dating sim game which made her very happy and leveled her up. So then I got to pick a little quirk, which was extremely helpful. And so these quirks just kind of add to their overall personality that can make the Mii more like the person that you want them to be. So right now I have different levels of relationship. So between Bree and Dee, they're acquaintances, but Bree and Connor are good friends. So I like to see that the relationship status is not tied to everyone on the island being at the same level, but it is nice to know where you stand. At some point, Connor fell asleep at the wishing well, and I looked and kind of peeked into his dream. He was scared of skydiving or like bungee jumping. So I had an option to push him or not push him. I chose to push him because why not? Another Mii news was when the Wear, the clothing store, opened up. Just as a heads up, that is kind of towards the end of the demo. For me, the demo took about an hour in real life, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time creating the 3 Miis. So you can buy different clothing options, tops, bottoms, dresses, scarves, shoes, just a whole bunch of collections. And if your Mii likes what they're wearing, they'll be very excited, and they'll say that they like it, but there's also a possibility that they don't like it, which is awkward. Kind of hard to know. Again, I guess it's based on their personalities, what they will or won't like. Overall, I enjoyed the demo. I thought it was cute, and I'm hoping to play the full game when it comes out on April 16th in the United States. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the demo.